All right, this is gonna be a demonstration for the details part of your aerial perspective cityscape drawings. Okay, so at this point now, you should have gotten your major buildings done all the way around the entire drawing. Okay, so even before you move on ahead, though, just make sure to double check. Your drawing looks proper and everything's in correct perspective. So, um, do refer back to the Google Slides that I gave you, though. But just kind of each of the diagonal lines you have, though, they do need to kind of refer back to the diagonal lines here. So again, these are all points that converge onto the vanishing point. So just make sure all those lines look correct. It's very easy to kind of tell if the lines are correct or incorrect. Okay, but just make sure most of your drawing is correct at this point, though. Otherwise, it's gonna look wonky, weird. You're not gonna be happy, um, and some cases that it may affect your grade for your final project. Okay, so just make sure those lines look correct. Just remember the horizontal line that we draw, though. This should line up with all of the lines that are over here. So, these should all line up. And then your vertical lines here, they should line up with the diagonal lines if you're doing like certain sides of the building. Okay, so just things to kind of check for. And then if you have to rotate it, it's like the same thing that follows with the other angles as well. So this line now becomes the top of the building. So these should all be parallel. And then this is now the sides of the building now. Okay, so those should all line up. Okay, just make sure to double check all those things before we move forward. Otherwise, it's like, what do they call when you, like you work on something and then it's like not right, and then you keep working on it and it just gets worse. So, it's not gonna get any better unless if you fix those foundational things. So, kind of the same idea as like if you're building if you're making a cake, if your foundation doesn't have like a really strong foundation on the bottom, it's like really small and sturdy, and then you try to build on top of it, it's gonna kind of crumble apart if you don't have that strong foundation. Um, Okay, so kind of moving on ahead though, I was going to show you guys some more details for certain parts of the drawing. So I'll show you guys one example of if you want to do a little kind of bridge gaps between like the building. So like right here, there's like a pretty big gap between this building and that building. So if you want to do like a kind of like a fun little neat bridge between the two, like for example, I could draw like a bridge going from here to there. I'm trying to find a good. I could do it for like these two parts of the building, so that could be kind of neat. So real simple though. I'm just going to follow the horizontal line. Start that off first. I'm gonna have this part of the line go across from there. Okay, and then I'm gonna do another line under it though, just to show like the underside of the bridge. So these two lines are gonna be parallel, so they should be equal in length. Okay, so this is like one of those cases where like you had to draw lightly with the pencil. So because you're going to erase and adjust the drawing as you kind of work on it more. So I'm gonna erase this right here, erase that here. Okay, so because of the perspective that I'm working with though, I'm only going to see the under part of the actually this is showing the sides of it. So let me redo this again. So I'm actually going to do like the line right here because I don't want the bridge to be too long. So I'm going to do the line over here. All right. We actually had to do 3 lines because I had to show like the under part too. So this is showing like the little sides part, and then this is the under part of the bridge. So to get those lines to look correct though, the top part line of the line though should follow from the your vanishing point. So that should go diagonally there. This line should line up with that line there. Okay. And then the under part of the bridge, okay, this line should line up with your vertical line. Okay, so I say you get those lines look proper and correct. So this should line up with those lines there. So this line should line up with this line here. Or should it? Let me see. Let me see how it looks if I were to draw this line here. Okay, no, that's correct. And then this line should line up with this line over here. Okay, so So that's how you draw the under parts of the bridge. I mean, I could do like, I guess like one more to show you. Let's just say I wanted to connect even like these two buildings apart. I mean, that might be interesting to connect these parts together. So you have to just kind of experiment and try different things, but you know, I can have these two parts connecting as well. Again, I'll have to change my drawing, so I'm gonna erase this part here. And if I want to show a little bit of the under part, let me see how that would look. No, let me see. Yeah, I do want to show the under part as well. So this should be following the same vertical line here. And this part's a little bit tricky though, because oh, you know what? You wouldn't even see like the sides of it. So this one's really just like, it should just look like this though. Okay, but sometimes you have to just kind of play around with it, see how it looks. If it looks kind of off though, then there's probably like a reason why it looks like that. But I forgot though, because of, you know, this line right here though, you don't really see any of the sides over here. So that's kind of why this part of the building looks like that. Okay, so we'll just leave that there like that. Okay, you kind of get the idea though. Okay, maybe I can do. Oh, okay, but that's one side of the bridge. I can't really find like another side. I could put another one. I guess I could put one from here to here. Could be kind of neat. So we'll just do one more just to show you. So again, vertical lines or horizontal lines should match. So we're gonna do one from one line here to there. Okay. We're gonna do another one that's gonna show the side of it. Okay, so we're gonna do one more line here, and then this is gonna be the under part of the bridge. So just gonna do it down here. So we don't have a weird tangent. Okay, so I just gotta erase these lines here that we have. Now we're making a bridge. And really, it's just kind of experimenting. This is where you're gonna have to start erasing a lot more of the drawing. So this diagonal line should follow the other lines. This one should follow that line. And you gotta follow this line here again. And then this line should follow the vertical lines, bottom part of the bridge. So I follow those. Okay. Okay, so those are two examples of bridges, but you know, actually I only extend pretty far from each other though. It's kind of neat. Okay, so those are bridges. Let me see. Okay, windows. So let me show you guys windows. So if you wanted to draw windows, okay, they're pretty straightforward though. You know, let's just say I was gonna draw some windows over here. So now in terms of buildings, you know, there's obviously different kinds of windows you can do. You know, you can, you know, do the windows like this where it's, you just kind of do like one big shape. So I'm, you know, continuing this horizontal line here, going to the vanishing point there. And this one's going to the vanishing point over here. So we're just basically just kind of doing kind of a little outline over here on the edges. And then you can draw your windows like this. So you have some windows lining up in this direction here, this direction there. And I'm going to try to keep these lines even in size. Okay, just because, you know, ideally when you look at buildings and windows, like they're usually symmetrical or they're even in sizes. So even this might be a little bit big though, but it's okay though. So, okay, now one thing you'll notice though is as it's going down here though, it's gonna get bigger and then it's gonna get smaller up here. So you wanna create that illusion though when you create your windows. So obviously I'm gonna make the windows a little bit smaller up here, but as I'm adding more windows down here though, I'm gonna make them a little bit larger. Okay, and that's really the, oh, actually, I forgot. Remember, horizontal lines should all line up together. Okay, don't forget that. I almost forgot that and just kind of drew the windows here. Okay, but you want to make the windows larger as you're kind of going down further. Okay, so this is like kind of one style of window you can do. And there's obviously several other styles you can do for different windows. So my suggestion though, when you're doing more details for windows though, is go to the Canvas assignment that we started the project on. It's intermediate. I'm gonna go to you guys first because this is the video I'm making it for. Definitely look at some examples of the finished pieces. There's so many different styles of windows you can draw for each of your pieces. So there's some round windows. There's some windows that just kind of focus on just lines. You can draw individual windows too. There's so many different kinds of windows you can do though with your artwork. So this is like really over the contrast, but you can see like different ways of like windows that can be done. If you're more curious of like examples online, you can Google search what they call worm's eye view. This is technically worm's eye view. I actually should have titled this project worm's eye view. Worm's eye perspective cityscape. Yeah, I'm gonna actually rename your projects moving forward, but it should be worm's eye perspective cityscape. And you can find some more examples online of things you can draw for windows. So you can even pull up real life examples as well. This website's being blocked, but you can look up some ideas though online. So you can do windows like that. If you wanted to also as well, you could do windows on the side as well. So your sides of the buildings could have windows as well. So again, these windows, they all have to follow the vanishing point. I'm gonna make these windows a little bit more narrower. Okay, but not really a right or wrong way, just you just gotta add details to the drawings, all right? It's the main thing. All right, so I'm just gonna do just lines for this. So my suggestion is just change up how the windows look. Okay, obviously you don't want to do the same windows for all your buildings, otherwise it's gonna look kind of boring. And just make sure to do the perspective properly. So they should all go into that vanishing point. This one I could probably do it on this line right here. Actually no, maybe not. So just be careful of that bridge I drew. Okay. So this one I could probably just keep it as stripes. Okay, so I'm gonna refine these lines a little bit darker. So at some point though, we're going to use Sharpies and markers. So, you don't really have to worry about shading it right now. But, I'm probably going to make some of these lines darker and some of them lighter as I'm doing the drawing. But feel free to darken your lines though, if you need it to pop out more. Okay, because, obviously at this point I'm getting really confident though with my drawing that I'm doing. Okay, so those are pretty much windows. So basically you're gonna add just more to the drawing. If you wanted to do even like drawings on the building, it's a little bit more challenging to do though. But I don't suggest doing like signs or drawings on there. But if you're really good with the perspective though, maybe you can do some really neat things though with adding imagery to the buildings. So Let me just try adding some words on here. I'm not really that great at words though, but you know, just want to show this if you wanted to do it. Maybe I can do like, I always like drawing little guides though, so I'm gonna do a little line right here, a little line right there. I'm probably just gonna do like a 3-letter building, so this could be like CVS or something. You can't really see the whole thing either. This thing's blocking it. But, you know, this is more challenging to do if you want to add some letters and words to the to your drawing. Okay, just have fun with it though. When you have more details. All right.